Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another BENU pen for review. So I think before we open the box, let's just do a little bit of an introduction into BENU. BENU is a creative brand of writing instruments and desk accessories designed and handcrafted in Moscow, Russia. A daring concept, bold texture, combinations and a vivid colour palette are the key characteristics of the BENU collection. BENU's team of designers and artisans take great care to create highly unusual writing instruments to surprise and delight. The writing instrument industry has a vast range of producers offering a great variety of classic and prestigious pens. What BENU constantly strived for and what BENU wanted from the very beginning was to create something different, something that was playful, stylish and, of course, fun. BENU is a young and trendy Russian brand of writing instruments and accessories. Its story began in January 2016 when co-founders Alex and Kate decided to join forces to set up a new creative concept. Right from the start, the aim was clear: to make writing instruments and desk accessories for those who prefer bold, bright colours and new designs. Both Alex and Kate have experience in fine watch, jewellery and home decor markets, launching multiple successful projects over the last 15 years. Being great admirers of the art of creating fountain pens, they decided to create BENU, a new brand of writing pens and accessories. The first collection of BENU pens was launched in October 2016 with their efforts, the help of several contractors and the immense support of family and friends. The BENU is an ancient Egyptian deity associated with the sun, creation and rebirth. The BENU bird is also one of the oldest known names of the phoenix, a majestic and divine creature that dies and is reborn throughout time. As BENU is also a bird, the fact that the quills are one of the most well-known prototypes of fountain pens and most commonly used symbols of writing instruments makes a bird a perfect symbolic representation of a company that produces pens and desk accessories. So, I have this pen here, and this is the Grand Sceptre, and this is number 12, XII. And this is in a broad nib. So I think let's take the lid off to this cardboard box. It's quite a nice cardboard box as well. Now you have the pen in this pouch, so let's just put that to one side for the moment. You get an international long cartridge. You get the BENU Care Guide, which is a piece of paper that is concertinaed together. And then you have this sort of paper straw bedding. So all of this material, packing material, is recyclable. And then you have the pen in this cardboard pouch. So let me take the pen out, and you will see the Grand Sceptre. So let me just put the box to one side, and you can see this pen in all its glory. So these are new Sceptre models from BENU, and this is the Grand Sceptre number 12. And the main difference between the original Sceptres and the Grand Sceptres are that the original Sceptres had a lot more glitter in the body. These have not as much glitter in the Grand Sceptres, but they do have these coloured ends that are phosphorus, and I will show you in a little bit these glowing. The other thing that you also get that is different in this pen, in the Grand Sceptre versus the original Sceptre, is the number 6 size nib. So I think let's just go and have a look at the pen glowing in this video. And you can see here just how well this pen glows in the dark. So as you can see that pen glows really well. So I think let's just go through the pen in itself. So the pen is a scepter. It's like a staff. It's a long rod, but it tapers out towards each end. There is a cap finial here. It goes to a point, but there's nothing actually on it. There's a little bit of glitter there on that one, actually, and a little bit of glitter there as well on the end cap. So you find that the ends of the pen are actually a lot wider than the central part of the pen. So this cap starts to taper in to around about this point, and then it starts to flare out a little bit to what is the cap band, and the cap band says BENU. And then the body starts to flare back out again to what would be the end cap. But as you can see, there really isn't a lot on either of these cap finials, maybe just a little bit of glitter there on the phosphorus ends. If I unscrew the cap, you will see a number 6 size nib, and this is a Schmidt nib, and this one is a broad nib. So this is one of the main differences between the original Sceptres and the Grand Sceptre. And I actually do like this because I am more partial to a number 6 size nib. The other thing that you'll notice is because the nib width here between a number 5 and number 6 at the base of the nib is actually wider, this section has to be slightly wider to accommodate that nib. So again, for me, I find that that is a little bit more comfortable to grip than the other standard sections on the original Sceptre. Now, this is a cartridge converter pen, so if I unscrew this, you do get an international cartridge converter here. You also get a international long cartridge in the box as well, just in case you don't have any bottled ink or you want to ink it up and you're not at home. But for me, I find that this is actually quite a nice size of pen. Now, because these ends flare out, you obviously cannot post the cap. It's not been designed to do so. But I actually find that this pen is actually quite comfortable to hold. I don't normally post my caps, and I wouldn't want to, I think, on this pen anyway, even if they did allow you to post the cap. But what you will see also is the difference here in terms of the phosphorus, the way it blends into effectively the regular body colour here. And then you have this sort of glitter here. And this glitter matches the base colour of the body. So it's a little bit more of a purpley mauvey, sort of violet-y colour. And then again here you can see the phosphorus end and the way that it just typically just blends in there. Now the other thing that you'll see here with the light reflection is two things. One is that this glitter is not on the surface, it's under a lacquer. So you cannot feel this. So when the light reflects off of this, you'll see here, off the studio lights, it is very shiny. So you cannot feel that glitter. The other thing that you can also see here is that this is faceted. And it's not just a regular facet, a straight facet, it's a twisted facet. And I actually do like this. That's a really nice design. So when I saw that these Sceptres had come out originally, I really liked the idea of them. But then when I saw the Grand Sceptre coming out with a number 6 size nib, I really wanted to get hold of these. So I'd like to thank Derek at Stonecott Fine Writing Supplies for loaning me this pen for review. But you can see here, this is actually quite a nice pen. So I think with that, let's do a size check, a weight check, a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the length of the body is about 134 millimeters in length. The length of the cap is about 61 millimeters in length. Now, although these do not come with clips, because it's faceted and twisted, they don't roll. Now, the length of the body, we are looking at around about 127 millimeters in length to the tip of the tines on the nib. Now, the full weight of the pen, uninked, we are looking at just over 26.5 grams. The weight of the cap, we're looking at just under 7.5 grams. And then the weight of the body uninked, we are looking at just over 19 grams. So that's not a bad weight pen. Let's go and do a pen comparison. So from left to right, we have an Atelier Lusso Andromeda in the Vulcan's Forge, an Atelier Lusso Andromeda in the Tectonic Seas, a Pilot Custom 823 demonstrator, a Pilot Vanishing Point in the Raden. We have a BENU Grand Sceptre number 12. We have a Pelican M600 turquoise white, a Twisby Diamond 580 AL, a Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero in the Mediterraneo, a Twisby VAC 700R, and an Opus 88 Colaro demonstrator. So this is the BENU, and it's the Grand Sceptre, and this is number 12, so it's XII. X is for 10 and then 2 single digits. Now this is a broad and it's a steel nib, and it's a Schmidt nib as well. It's a number 6 size nib as well. Now the ink in here today, I decided to ink it up with a purplish ink or violet ink, and it is Montegrappa Violet, which I think probably matches the pen fairly well. Now in terms of line variation, this is a broad nib. It's a steel nib, so you're going to get a broad line, and this is a broad line here. If I apply more pressure, I can get a little bit more line variation coming out, because this is actually putting a lot more ink down. And you can see here from the figure of eights that you can get a little bit line variation out of that nib. In terms of wetness, let's have a look. So this is quite a wet nib. It's a little bit drier though, I would say, on the cross strokes, and that is very typical of a Schmidt nib. I tend to find that the Schmidt nibs and the BENU nibs, BENU are using Schmidt nibs, tend to be a little bit more on the dry on the cross stroke, but on the downstroke you can get a little bit more ink coming out of the nib as you're applying pressure. What do I like about the pen and what do I not like? I like the size. I do like the shape, and I do like the phosphorus ends with a little bit of glitter on there as well. I think these are a really good price. These are priced around about £95 in the UK at the moment as this video goes to air. I like the number 6 size nib on there as well. The only thing I would probably say is that compare this to a normal Sceptre, the length is identical. So the grand part of the Sceptre is really only the nib and a slightly more girthier section. I think if I was BENU, I probably would have made this just maybe a centimetre longer and called that the Grand Sceptre at that point. Outside of that, I really like this pen. I like how it writes. You can see here that it is writing very well. I'm not getting any hard starts or skips with the nib, and I think it is a great pen. So I'd like to thank Derek from Stonecop Fine Writing Supplies for loaning me this pen for review. If you want to check out the BENU Grand Sceptre or any of the other BENU pens, go and check Derek out at Stonecop Fine Writing Supplies. Derek is based in the UK and sells online and also at the UK pen shows. So again, I'd like to thank Derek for the loan of this pen for review. So that's my review of the BENU Grand Sceptre number 12. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.